This is a craft gin producer with a difference. Zoe Arnold Bennett is the co-founder of Shed One Distillery, a family-run micro-enterprise in Cumbria. They began trading in 2016 and describe themselves as a climate-positive business, already achieving net zero. Net zero means achieving a balance between the greenhouse gases being put into the atmosphere and those taken out. So how do they do it?
First of all, what we've got here is the actual still itself, and the still is connected to this little monster. This is what we designed in order to save the water. It's, as you can see, a whole load of water in the bucket, as it were, and then it has a pump that sits on here. The pump is then connected to the still. And what we need is we have to have a closed loop cooling system in order to keep everything safe. So while the still is actually on, that is pumping the water around and around and around and keeping everything nice and cool. And we can just keep reusing the water. So that's the closed loop cooling system that we use there. The other thing in our arsenal of sustainability is this little machine. And to be perfectly honest, it is quite addictive. So let me just turn it on. I think you'll get the idea of what happens. And here it is. So cardboard comes in with the juniper, with all other sorts of supplies. We then make it into this fabulous netting. We can wrap our bottles in the netting, and then we send those out to our customers. And if the customer wants to, they can use it for their own packaging, or they can even just put it on their compost heap and it will easily just fall apart there. So that's what we do.
You might think this doesn't make a difference, but businesses like Zoe's, which employ fewer than 250 people, account for more than 99% of the UK's 6 million businesses. Collectively, they produce almost a fifth of the nation's total greenhouse gas emissions. That's according to the Carbon Trust. Zoe's business has a big commitment to the planet and a big message for those at the COP26 Climate Change Summit in Glasgow next month.
My message would be, think about every size of business. Think about every person who we want to get involved in sustainability. Yes, talk about the big things, but make it more manageable, make it more user-friendly, change the narrative and start helping places like ourselves to be more sustainable in the small ways, rather than throwing all these big projects at us, which can be so overwhelming and impossible.
Zoe will be keeping a close eye on the upcoming conference, but it certainly won't take her attention away from producing craft gin that's not only good for a Saturday night, but good for the planet too. Bradley Harris, GB News.
Net zero win-win.